What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and welcome to the Awakening World. It's our Wednesday night edition, and we've got a really beautiful show planned. I'm really excited to get to know our wonderful guests. Now, you may recall that a while back, we met Maggie Engel, and Maggie lit us up. And as I got to know Maggie, she's what I call an earth angel. And probably many of you who are watching this show are earth angels. And in my way of believing, I believe that there are high vibration beings, angelic beings, that have chosen to come into a human form to help humanity during this incredible time of transformation. I think most of us realize that there's a great awakening happening. There's an incredible increase in consciousness necessary for humanity to be able to manage our technology. And so people like Maggie have come on in to help our world. Well, Maggie has brought along 3 of her friends that we're going to meet tonight. So tonight it's an evening with different earth angels. And Maggie, do you want to briefly introduce your 3 compadres?
I would love to. Thank you so much for having us, Scott. It's really such an honor to be back here with you and with all of the beautiful people. I'm really deeply, deeply honored and deeply grateful. It's such a gift. My partners, my spiritual business partners that I'm so grateful that are joining us tonight are such beautiful women. And I thank you for calling us Earth Angels. I'm not sure that any of us would have given ourselves that name, and it's very sweet to be seen in that way. And I do agree with you, Scott, that there are these beautiful high vibrational beings, and I imagine that everyone watching and participating in this show is an earth angel. And it's really an honor to be here with all of you. We are Isvara Luz, my 3 business partners and I, spiritual business partners. And Isvara Luz is a name that we created, and it means the light of pure consciousness, or the light of love. And that is what is us. We really are aligned with the light of love, and that love is everything. And we all have very unique, beautiful, special gifts that we're here sharing with this world. And I'll first introduce my beautiful business partner, spiritual business partner, Mette April Wassinger from Denmark. Hi, Mette. Metta's gorgeous, and she's a beautiful, beautiful energy healer. I'll let her describe exactly what she does, but we're all healers in our own right, and Mette has such a gift. I'm so blessed that she's here with us.
Thank you so much, Maggie. And yes, I am. I'm a healer. I call it precision healing. What I'm actually doing, and it's one of the most precise healing art in the world, where I have the opportunity to work as a nerve specialist. I work with the nervous system. I work with supporting people coming into heart and brain coherence. So we get the even higher consciousness to be activated in the unified field, so we can get all the information that are through there for our ideas, for our intuition. So and it's a system that I have created through the last 27 years. And so I simply work through the nervous system, like in the energy, as I see colors all the time. I see information, and I read the energy. So when you meet me over Zoom, then I have the ability to like look through like a kind of X-ray sight, and where I also see through the unified field, the information there. My deepest passion is absolutely to support you in releasing stored energy. I see the stored energy and the story in that. And through that, lead you through a calm nervous system. Um, and because we want to be there also to have the opportunity to really be capable of feeling that we are living in through the present moment, which is so crucial for raising love consciousness in through us. So, and we do that, I do that here also through our Iswara Luz on our event and in our retreats too. So that's an opportunity to really, you will experience some today, here later today. That's an opportunity to really come in and have your experience of changing your energy through what you are made of. You are made of a nervous system, and you're made out of energy, the intelligence of energy. So that's a system that combine both. So thank you, Maggie.
Yeah, thank you, Meta. And I've been such the beautiful recipient of so many of Meta's healings, and I'm so grateful that, that you are incarnated as an earth angel here with us. Thank you. And what my beautiful spiritual business partner, Mary Lockwood, who is so dynamic and gorgeous, and I'm so grateful. She's the newest addition to our spiritual business. Annette, Meta, and I have been working together since May of 2021, and Mary joined us this year, and she has been the beautiful addition that is really expanding our ability to serve on a much higher level. So thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you, Maggie. And hello, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. As Maggie said, my name is Mary. And I come to you today after 25 years as a software executive. I was an executive all those years, but the last 25 years, I've been building companies and growing them. I failed a couple of times. And the last time, I actually learned a very important skill. And I call it a skill because it's something that we can bring to this world, and that is our intuition. So I learned to build a business using my intuition. And whereas the first two businesses that I had built, I was trying to use logic and force. The last business, I used my intuition. That's the one that took off. That's the one that went global. We had 1,000 employees when I finally sold it. So I'm here to teach intuition, or business intuition, the intuition of doing business. How to live an intuitive life, but to bring that intuition outside of the spiritual realm and really ground it into earth, into very practical things like how to do your marketing, how to manage your money, very practical. So that's what I'm here. I work with Iswara Luz. I play with Iswara Luz. We have a lot of fun on our retreats and our monthly events. And I'm thrilled to be here with you.
So beautiful. And our final and absolutely the reason why we're all here together, is Vara Luz is here together, is Miss Beautiful Annette Draper. She is the one who brought us together. And we're so grateful to you, Annette. I'll let you speak.
Oh, bless you. Hello, everyone. It is such a joy to be here. I'm really honored. And Scott, I want to thank you for creating such a beautiful community. You can feel the love energy here, can't you? It's absolutely tangible. And I'm all the way in Canada. I got here about a half hour ago, and I'm just so grateful, right, to be here in this energy. I am so blessed that my entire life, I've been able to see the good, the good. I was brought here to see the good, regardless of what was going on, regardless of circumstance, condition, whatever we all face life. And this earth angel, thank you, Scott. I'm going to accept that. A lot of my life, I rejected compliments like that, and I no longer do that. And the reason I don't do that is I understand that I am a loving mirror for you, Scott, because you could only see that in us because you see that reflection in yourself. So my gifts have always been to see the good, and I've created beautiful companies around seeing the good. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm in the wellness industry with my husband, Scott. The event that we have coming up that we are going to get to share with you is actually happening. We have a beautiful wellness facility in Grants Pass, Oregon. So for those of you that are close in Southern Oregon, we invite you over to our beautiful facility. It's magical. It's been called a vortex of love. And there's 14,000 club members in our building, about 100,000 square foot building. We've been doing this offering of mind, body, spirit wellness for over 27 years. So something good is happening in that community. And in that, I've been blessed to look for the good. And that has built a really successful multi-million-dollar company built on medicine, on love. And it is so out there, so beyond any borders you can even imagine. Some would call it a gym. It's certainly not. It has a gym. It has everything because we really put our focus to the whole person. And I'm so blessed that's led me in the direction of being that loving mirror in a business where you're growing leaders. I love to grow people. So Maggie mentioned that I'm the spark that brought us all together in Vara Luz, and that is because I'm a connector. I love to connect people, and I love to be that spiritual runner that sees something and speaks it. Mary, we had that experience yesterday, didn't we? And we all have this gift. We all have that intuition. And when we practice the present moment, which Meta is going to help us with her beautiful precision healing today, to be in that calm state, which is where we connect in this divine intelligence. And as light systems, there's always more light, right? There's always more light. So I love my role in life. I do a lot of things. I am a lot of things. I am love, and that's how I show up. So however that shows up in outcomes, I love it. I love my life so much. It's my mantra. I love my life. I love to coach people. I'm a mentor for Bob Proctor, one of the legendary thought leaders. I'm one of his top consultants around the world. That is what brought Meta, Maggie, and Mary into my life. So I'm so grateful to Bob and that I get to facilitate his beautiful material. So I love to help people to get to know who they are, the know thyself. That's why we're all here, is for that realization of self. Who am I? And the truth is, you are love. You are perfect, absolute perfect love. So I love to help people to accept that in greater and greater measures, and then to bring that love out to the world. So thank you for letting us be here tonight. I'm so grateful, and I look forward to the show. Let's get the show on the road.
Wow. Okay. And by the way, Bob Proctor was on our previous show, Saturday.
Of course he was.
Of course, before he
Yes.
passed away. So it's wonderful to have that
Mhm.
connection.
I love that too, Scott. Thank you.
And what amazing energy all of these people have. But wait, there's more. We also have back with us another Earth Angel, one of our favorite global peace drivers, and that's the wonderful Fanny Starchild. Fanny's going to be playing her harp for us tonight. So Fanny, it's great to have you back with us, and we're looking forward to your return. It's great to have you back with us.
Thank you so much. I was a children's entertainer for 25 years. I was a clown, a fairy, a unicorn, and now I am a harp priestess, earth angel, to bring inspiration, joy, and awakening to the human race. So here I am just to be of service for the tribe and to be loved and to be loved and to be it's such an honor to be with all of you in this in your company. Thank you so much for this amazing awakening.
It's great to have you back. Wonderful to have you back, Fanny. We love you very much.
Thank you.
And you know what? Earth angels don't have to be just women. There's a wonderful Earth angel that our Global Peace Drivers get to meet and hear every week. And of course, I'm talking about Omashar. And it is time to get ready to move and groove to the music. As I'm going to turn it over to Omashar for our first song tonight.
So, namaste, Earth Angels. And yes, of course, we are all Earth Angels. And this is a song called Illuminate. And it's not such a mover and groover, it's more of a floater. So let's see what happens when we float. And here we go. Where's my thing? There it is. Aha. Deep breath. Illuminate yourself with the waves of love passing through. Think not anything. You're the one you're waiting for. We have now received all the blessings of all time. Come and celebrate what we've all become. Life is you, love is you. Be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you. No need to hesitate. Open hearts can walk right through. There is no door or gate that could hold your love at bay. We encourage you to hold only to what is true. Your life is yours to make. All your wildest dreams come true. Life is you, love is you. Be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you. as you. Be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you.
Well, let's all twinkle, beloved Omashar. I love that song. It is so beautiful. So beautiful. Wow.
Thank you, Scott.
Very
Thank you, Earth Angels.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Omashar will be back with another number a little bit later on in the show. I'm going to ask a couple questions, and we've got, of course, our meditation coming up at 6:30. But I want to ask you a question, Mary. I was very intrigued as you were talking about, creating your business from intuition. How do you differentiate the different voices? How have you learned, or how can you help us to maybe take a look at the differentiation between what's true intuition versus other voices in our head?
That is such a great question. And there are many voices. So there's our logical mind, there's the realm of thought, which, some say that thoughts, we don't always think our thoughts, like thoughts can think us in a sense. And then there's fear, there's ideas of fear, that type of thing. That's all different than intuition. And what I'd like to do is actually, I could tell you, but I want to show you. So if you'll just hang with me for a minute, I have a very quick exercise, and I'd love everyone to join. And all you do, so you take your right hand and you put it over your heart, and you take a deep breath. Actually, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through our mouth, in through our nose and out through our mouth. And this is just to center our being. This is something that Metta is going to lead us through in a little bit. Just one breath. The next breath. And then that third breath. And now I want you to focus your energy into your heart, but actually kind of into the back of your heart. So back towards your spine. Imagine that all of your energy, all of your focus is going back there. And then I want you to say, heart, what would you tell me right now? So if you did that, you probably heard something joyful and loving like, I love you, or you're wonderful, or you're peaceful. That's your heart. If you heard a judgment like, this is really dumb, or she doesn't know what she's talking about, or some kind of chatter, that's your brain. And if you heard nothing at all, that's okay. It just means that your intuition or your heart needs to do a little bit more strengthening. But that's what I do, Scott. So you do that enough, and you can start to understand the different sounds that are coming at you, and understand how to discern, because it's all about discernment, how to discern when your intuition is speaking to you and when it's a fear-based thought, somebody else's thought, or some type of instinctual thing, which is also different from what I'm talking about when I talk about intuition or heart resonance.
Muted. That is a great practice. Thank you. And I'd love to, if anybody wants to put in the chat box what they experienced. Maggie, I've got a question for you. And of course, we're going to be asking lots of questions, everybody. So I want to invite our audience to put questions into the chat box. Maggie, I'm so touched by your work in hospice. We talked a little bit about that last time. But what are some of the things that you've learned being with people during the end of their lives? What are some of the aha moments that you've had being in that experience?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question, Scott. And I'm very honored to work in hospice and to be able to really be with patients and family members who are facing that last biggest final transition of this life. And I think one of the things that's very striking to me is that none of the little things matter at that point. You know, we often get caught up in our day-to-day life, and it can consume our energy and our time and our thoughts. The little things, like Mary and I were talking earlier about putting up Christmas lights, you know, and am I going to get my Christmas lights up neatly this year is one of the questions that was consuming some energy for me, you know. And I've never seen anyone at the end of their life worried about Christmas lights, and it really brings a lot of things to perspective about what really matters, and I'm sure that all of us can sit for a moment and think about what would really matter if we were in that situation. And it seems overwhelmingly in every experience that I've had to be the people in our lives, the connections, the love, you know, and I'm very grateful to see that in my life.
Beautiful, thank you. And I still hope you get your Christmas lights up.
They're actually up, but they're not neatly up. I had the teenage boys do them, so you know they're up.
I want to welcome our friends that are coming over from Twin Ray community, and we will do a meditation in a few moments. But I want to ask a question to Annette. And Annette, because Bob Proctor was such a beautiful influence, what's something you learned from Bob that you'd like to share? Or you can even channel Bob for a moment here.
Oh, thank you, Scott. I channel Bob all the time. Meta's on the screen here, and she was actually with me in a planned healing. I do my healings with Meta like at least once a month, my personal healings. And then we have our healing time together with her. And I was actually scheduled for a healing with Meta when Bob transitioned. And Bob showed up in my healing in an image, with a ball of light. I'll get emotional, with a ball of light, that we were sitting together holding this ball of light, looking in each other's eyes. And then joyfully, we both begin to joyfully laugh, just pure joy. And then we took the ball as we looked at each other, and then it went out into the universe. And I knew in that moment that Bob had transmuted to me. The very first thing that I said to Bob Proctor when I met him, and I was brought to Bob, I'm actually one of the divine dots of me being in Calgary is because I'm here to pay respects to a very beloved friend that transitioned on Saturday. He had overcome cancer. Friday had heard from his doctor, you're in remission. He's an amazing world leader. And that night about 5 a.m., he woke up, sat up in bed, and his heart stopped, and his wife was with him. Well, it's interesting because the beautiful family I'm going to be with tomorrow, it was very important that my husband and I came up to be here, is because that woman, her name is Carol Howden. She's a world leader with essential oils and living, which is a deep passion of mine. She is the one that sent me a message when I was in a health crisis, headed to the hospital, and sent me a link to Bob Proctor's event in Canada. And I didn't question it. I clicked the link. I followed intuition. I followed that vibration of my heart. I knew it was right. And that's what brought me to Bob Proctor. So it's so interesting that I'm here right now, and Bob is so present when I'm in Canada, of course. So with Bob, I remember telling him, I will carry your legacy around the world at that event. That was pure spirit, because I was still operating our health club. And I walk up to Bob to tell him this because I had received a healing from his love work. And I accepted that healing. I commanded it, and it happened. It was a physical healing. And so I was able to thank Bob for that. And then out of my mouth came, and I will be one of your top consultants worldwide, and I will carry your legacy to stages around the world, I said. And I do that today. And so it's whatever we speak in our heart, right? So Bob, I channel Bob all the time. I love I'm with Bob Proctor all the time. He's with all of us all the time. The man is absolutely, when you're in Bob Proctor's physical presence, for those of you that were ever able to, you literally feel the presence of God. You feel the infinite source of love. And that is, Bob Proctor was one of the holiest men, and yet business, right? Change your paradigm, change the world, and yet holy, holy, holy. And in his presence was pure, it was pure bliss. And I'm grateful that I tap into that and then I'm able to share it. Thank you for asking that.
Oh my God, Annette, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, we're going to hear from all these wonderful Earth Angels, but it is time for our evening meditation. And tonight, one of our Earth Angels is going to provide that for us. And she's got a whole experience ready. So, Meta, thank you so much. And I'm going to turn everything over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. I am taking you through a meditation here today that are all about you coming into your present moment. It is a place in us. It's a place in through our heart that where everything is in the now moment. So I want to lead you. I want to have you take your screen off. I will take my screen off because I'm sitting here and closing my eyes all the time, seeing the colors of the group or here in this now moment. And so I will take my screen off and make yourself comfortable right now as I am leading you through a beautiful meditation right now. So I all want for you to make it comfortable for yourself and sit up straight and straighten your spine, straighten your neck. And I will share the screen here. So in this now moment, make it so comfortable for yourself. Sit up straight, straighten your spine, straighten your neck, and take a nice deep breath in with me. And as you are here right now, you breathe in so softly, like breathe in through your entire body. There is such a beautiful orange, red, pink light here right now. A powerful energy in our whole group. So as you are here, I want you to pay attention all the way up in your jaws. Relax in your jaws. Relax in your mouth. Relax in your throat. And then breathe softly all the way up through your nose. Fill up your mouth, your throat, your breast, your stomach with this incredible, beautiful air. And your exhale, let go through your nose again. So in this meditation, you breathe in so softly through your nose and you exhale through your nose again. So as you are sitting here or laying down, place your hands over your pelvic area and imagine you are now going to take one slow, steady breath from the base of your spine. One breath that you are following all the way up through your spine, straight in your neck, in your brain and beyond. So now with me, Breathe in here underneath your hands, following your breath all the way up like one divine straight line, all the way up in your spine, in between your shoulder blades, in your neck and in your brain and beyond. And exhale, let go through your nose. It's a way of breathing. It's a way of beginning to calm the nervous system. It's a way of really begin to utilize all the intelligence in your energy, in your nervous system. And as you again breathe in here through the base of your spine, following your breath through your line, the straight line through your spine, all the way up in the back of your brain, activating your pineal gland, all the way up in your head and beyond. You are tuning up your energy. In the same time, you're calming your nervous system. And right here, there is this most beautiful green and purple light. So as you are here sitting, I want you to place your hands over your precious heart. And then breathe in through your heart. And begin to feel the stillness in your breath. Begin to feel the presence in you right now. And as you are here in your heart, my hands is here at your heart. There is a powerful deep vibration here. It's here in the presence that all new beginnings arises. It's here you expand your awareness, so stay in your awareness right now, here in your heart, in this moment. It's here, this beautiful unfolding love, even more being unfolding. This endless love, this ever infinite love being you. And as you softly are aware and breathe in through your heart, and let yourself feel that there is an inner knowingness of love in you. There's this love that always have been your inner knowingness, right? Just be so soft to yourself right now. Come in with your highest compassion for all your experiences in life, for all energy that may have stored in you from trauma, grief, shock, or stress. In this now moment, you are embracing it all. There's a power in this. So again, breathe in with me in your heart. There is such a beautiful, beautiful light pouring down on your head, like white, yellow, and wonderful light pink light. It's like an innocent, beautiful energy. It's your pure heart. Like stay in this innocent right now. And as you stay in this innocent, pure energy, I want you to breathe in through your heart, all the way up through your neck and in your brain. There's a powerful, deep energy here. It's here you come into a vibrational alignment with the unified field. So again, breathe in through your heart, following your breath all the way up through your neck and in your brain. And feel this non-negotiable love in your heart. Relax in your shoulders, relax in your mouth again. And feel a moment where you allow something in your heart that wants to be said. Like this beautiful divine energy are calling on you, saying, come here, love. Just come here, love. What are your heart saying right now? That's right. Feel this shimmering energy in your body. Like love is the highest quality. Like an energy and like an awareness pulsating through you in this beautiful green, purple, golden light. You are that source of energy. You are abundant. You are this richness in this present moment. So as you breathe in this vibrational, even higher energy now, breathe in and allow yourself to be even more the receiver of who you are, this pure love in this now moment. Go all the way up in your throat. There's something here that wants to be said. Something here your heart wants to speak out loud. What is it for you? Feel the calmness in your brain. Yourself to be smoothed in this wonderful light that are pouring down on you like a northern light that are smoothing you with all the colors you are. Breathing in your oneness, your connection with the universe, with God, life force. And breathe in this beauty in this now moment. Take a little moment to experience whom are you here to serve? Whom are you here to receive, to share your gift, to serve with your gift? There's one truth. You are love, and you are so loved. So prepare yourself to come into this new awareness that you are already. And I'm so touched by all the energy here. Let yourself breathe through and in a radical acceptance. Accept the higher vibration in you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And come back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to stay in that beautiful, beautiful state and go straight into Fanny in her home.
With this light shines all over me. In love with this life beyond eternity. Love so pure, love so free. This flame is rising in me. This love is like a flame. It burns the veil, it becomes free. Childlike and free. Deep inside of me, eternally silent. Aware, unchanged. A channel is opening. I'm in love with this light that shines over me. In love with overflowing as I remember the call for love, the call that brings me home to peace of mind, the call to the divine. I'm in love with this light shines over me. I'm in love with this life beyond eternity. Your love so pure, love so free. Love so pure.
I'll twinkle Meta for that beautiful meditation and that beautiful follow-up with our Earth Angel Fanny and her harp. That was beautiful. Thank you. Fanny will close out tonight's show, so we'll get a chance to hear her again a little bit later on. I'm going to read some of the comments coming in, and then please, we'll take questions for our wonderful Earth Angels. I'm going to kind of go in order of how they've just come in. So well, actually, I'll scroll up to the comments on the meditation first. Eleanor Joy wrote, feeling very, very peaceful, and now this music enhances that. Susan wrote, I felt a peaceful connection and light. Omashar said, I felt held. Connie Baxter writes, beautiful voice, beautiful heart, beautiful set. Ayada, still writing about the meditation, writes, that was such a beautiful, tender, sweet meditation. And how beautiful that it followed Omashar's wonderful song. And now Fanny, what an exquisitely angelic feeling evening. So thank you very much for that. Eleanor Joy writes, here we have a question actually. Has anyone heard of a therapeutic tool called a harmonic egg? Eleanor Joy had a session yesterday focusing on peace and calm in her heart and clearing of her throat chakra. So if anybody knows about the harmonic egg, raise your hand, use the little, if you go down to reactions and raise hand, just raise your hand and then I'll bring you on camera to talk about that. Maggie, oh, okay, great. Maggie has heard of the harmonic egg, so I'll go to you next, Maggie. Meta is thanking everyone for their wonderful contributions. And Meta, thank you for that beautiful meditation. I loved it. And now we're getting comments and appreciation from Mary for Fanny and Maggie. So thank you very, very much. And, a reminder, speaking of Fanny for a moment, there's a wonderful way that we can get more Fanny, other than when she's on Awakening World shows. That's by going to her website. And it's in the chat box, but for those of you watching on all the different Facebook groups and pages, Her website is starchild.ca. You know, CA is the Canadian web URL. So it's starchild.ca. And that's where you can learn all about the musical soul essence. You can also email her at starchild@earthwiztheatrics.com. Emailing her at starchild@earthwiztheatrics.com. And, you know, speaking of those of you that are watching us on all the different Facebook pages, welcome. It's great to have all of you with us. And, you know, I'd like to invite you to come on and join us. We do 2 or 3 shows every week. Our shows are always filled with inspiration, and it's really easy to join. Just go to Global Peace Tribe, like what's behind me, globalpeacetribe.com. globalpeacetribe.com. You can learn all about the different shows that we have, our different guests. There's the Twin Ray that are 2 of our most popular guests. We have amazing music like David Pramal and Miten, and wonderful hosts. So when you go there, just click register for the new season. And when you click register for the new season, it will take you to our website where you can register. And right off the bat, you'll see that we're just now launching our new season. So if you register now, it's great timing because you'll get all the links to all of our shows for the next 4 months, all the way through the end of March 2024. And there are all of the different people who co-host on our show, all these beautiful souls that I get to co-host with. And of course, our regulars recognize most of those people. We do a meditation, and every meditation is different, but you certainly heard how beautiful tonight's was. Every night at 6:30, there's a meditation that we offer. Our beloved Diara, who's with us, leads an amazing meditation every Sunday night. And here's the show that we're on right now, celebrating our Earth Angel Healers. And then here's the show coming up on Saturday night, celebrating multiple generations of Visioneers. And we've got some amazing people. Riane Eisler, she wrote The Chalice and the Blade, which many consider to be one of the most important books ever written about the divine feminine. Jude Curvin is going to be with us. She's extraordinary. Of course, Umar Shar for music, and Tatiana Speed coming back and playing music. And Dr. Berghofer and Jerry Schwartz, the creators of the Visioneers, will be with us. And Kurt Johnson from Light on Bay. So that's going to be an amazing show. So all of our shows are wonderful. Come and join us. You get the Zoom room links and become part of our beautiful Global Peace Tribe family. And it's a great tribe. It's a beautiful tribe. And we do have events. We'll be doing our retreats in the spring, probably one in Ashland, maybe one down in here where I live in the Bay Area, and one somewhere on the East Coast one of these days. So do come and join us. All right, I'm going to go to Maggie. And Maggie, I'd love for you to respond to Eleanor's question about the harmonic egg.
Yeah, I responded in the chat and I said that I am familiar with it. I have a friend who's she's participated in the healing of the harmonic egg several times, and I've only researched it, but I've heard really amazing things about it, being very healing vibrationally. Unfortunately, I don't know much beyond that, and Eleanor probably could speak to it even more than I could, but I have heard of it, and it sounds like an amazing healing modality.
Beautiful. All right, well, I've actually got some questions that have come in from our Facebook friends, and Jonathan has a question for you, Annette. I'm sorry, for Mary. And his question, I'm kind of bringing it down, but he was wanting to, oh no, it was a question for Annette. I apologize. Got confused there. Annette, the question was, what does it mean when you say that Bob is with you at all times, that you can channel him at any time? One of our viewers on Facebook, John, wants to know, well, what is that really like? Do you hear his voice, or do you just imagine what he would say? Because John's wanting to channel his deceased uncle, who was kind of his mentor, and he wants to know, how do you do that?
That's a wonderful question, and I thank you. I think we all channel differently. I know for some people that feel you know, the spirit of loved ones that have transitioned, which I have many loved ones that have transitioned, and I actually hear audible voices. I hear my grandmother, who is the matriarch of our family and the love of my life. She transitioned about 15 years ago. And I hear her voice tell me really directly when I need to get myself in gear and do something, and it comes in loud and clear. I also, so for me, I actually hear words, and that's consciousness, right? And I also, though, at times, it's more of a feeling. You know, I can feel the presence. I've been walking on a path and knew to put my hand out because I knew my father wanted to hold my hand and walk down the hill with me on this beautiful cathedral hills here in Grants Pass. And then I always call in wind. I love wind. I love all the elements. I love to travel in the wind. So I've done that since I've been a very little girl. So for me, I will call in wind, and when I'm feeling like some love of an angelic energy of a loved one, beloved. So it's different for everyone. I would love for anyone on the group here tonight to share your experience. Some people feel it, some people see the vision or the words very clearly. I will actually be awakened in the night. My partners know this about me. I will literally wake up and it is like a directive coming straight in consciousness. And then I know very clearly, listen up. So I hear consciousness, I hear direction, and it can come through many, many ways. So I don't know, Mary and Meta, you're very into it. Maggie as well. Maggie goes out into the, you know, like a fairy in the forest and is playing in that all the time. So I think that we should all share how we experience, because we all experience it differently.
I agree. So I'd love to hear from each of you on this.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't consider
Go,
that
Mary.
I channel. It's not how maybe my words are different, but I intuit. So I have a knowing about things. And it's, I liken it to a muscle that I have strengthened through the years. And one of the ways that I've done that, and it's just a very simple practice, especially if you have dogs, you know, when you're walking your dogs, and you could go either right or left, you tap into your intuition. You say, should I go right or left? Often when I do that, I'll see the sun break through, something like that, and I'll follow the way of the sun. So for me, it's a knowingness. There's a peaceful calm that comes over me. And often, like for instance, this is a good story. So everyone, if you were here earlier in the show, you know that Meta right now is in New York City. And Meta and I were together in my home here in Grants Pass, Oregon. What was it, Meta? September, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she, you know, I knew that she was starting something special. And I said, you know what? I bet that you're going to go to New York in December, New York City. Now, I said that not knowing that, number one, Meta has never been to New York City. And she is there right now. But also, when I later learned that she was going to New York City, the conversations that happened about ending up in New York City had literally nothing to do with me. So conversations happened and no one said, oh, Mary said we should go to New York City, so we're going to do that. So it's just a way of saying that I have a knowing and I speak it and I trust it. It's a feeling. I know not only if something is right, but I know if something, especially if something is wrong. And the way that I know that something is wrong is I try to play it out quickly in my mind. And if I can't play out the full path, like from here to the end point, I know that that's not my path. That's the best way I can explain it. A little bit different than channeling, but I think it's in the similar vein.
I love the example of when you're walking the dog, because I walk my dog 2 or 3 times a day. Any other tools for how to build up those intuition muscles?
Well, I already shared the one about checking in with your heart and listening to what your heart could say. one of the things you said earlier, Scott, was there's a lot of different voices, and that is true. And I will also say that different people feel their intuition differently. So intuition is the language of the body. We feel intuition in our body, even in the subtle body. So some of us feel it in our hearts, in our energy centers, actually, if you really think about it. Some of us feel it in our hearts. Some of us feel it in our guts. I know of, I think it's the CEO of Microsoft who used to say that he would swallow a deal. So if he was at the table doing a negotiation, a big negotiation, and a deal was presented to him, he would swallow it metaphorically, like he can't swallow a deal, but he would metaphorically swallow the deal. And if it made him sick to his stomach, he knew it wasn't for him. So I think the key thing to know is that, number one, we all have intuition. It's our God-given right. It was given to us at birth. It is the way that spirit talks to us through our heart is how I experience it, and through intuition. And it's a direct knowingness. So understanding and believing that you do have intuition, it's yours to strengthen, and then just tapping in, maybe starting with, what I was talking about, the heart earlier. Another way I experience it too is in my dreams. So I have very specific types of dreams, especially if I go to sleep. Right before I go to sleep, if I ask a question, I will dream about that thing. And those dreams that I have, that I know are spirit speaking to me, they have a different resonance than a different type of dream. So I've learned to understand. So there's many different ways that you can connect. I think being in nature is absolutely vital, because nature it's all created wonderful, beautiful resonance. So that's a really important piece of it. But yeah, I think the key is that know that you do already know, and then trust in that knowing, and learn to hear the still small voice that is found in the quiet times, basically.
Thank you so much. I really like, it's so nice to get practical things we can try, So I really appreciate the practicality of what you're sharing, Mary. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, let's go to Meta next for your response to that question. Meta, what are some of the ways that you connect to the angels or guides or deceased loved ones? How do you do it?
Oh, I connect through consciousness. So I see colors all the time. And so my way of doing that is to actually utilize our intelligence system. We have the nervous system, we have our breath, and the breathing, the breath is also called Inspirata, and it is spirit. So we breathe spirit through us. So I utilize the intelligence of breathing in the present moment. And why do I do this here with the hand? It's because I'm following our nervous system and calming that down. And for us as human beings to have a calm nervous system, it's the greatest power of all, because the more we utilize our intelligence system, the more the inner confidence we feel, the more clarity we actually get also here in the heart and the brain. So as more I'm practicing that every day, I do actually practice that in every breath of mine. It's an awareness, it's a consciousness. And through that, I am living a life where it's I'm having to release stored energy. I'm supporting people, obviously, to really release stored energy, so we can live more and more this true love. So when I connect with consciousness, it's like a bright feeling in the whole being, and often then I place my hands over my heart, I breathe in on my upper heart. We have like about 80,000 neurons in our heart that we are awakening when we breathe in consciously through our heart and give all the information through the neck and in the brain, and also by touching. So that kind of awareness again, we are expanding that. And so when I close my eyes, I see colors all the time, and I read energy, so I see if it feels really right. And if it is full with shattered energy, I simply know, oh, this is not here for me. And so that's one of the way. And I love to support people to discover their form of consciousness. And how do we do that, every one of us? We do that by vibrating love out. And if you have, and you have, you have this love resonance in you, right? You will catch that vibe. And that's how we have even more clarity between us.
I love that. I'm so enjoying what each of you are sharing. Thank you so much. And of course, we're going to go to Maggie. And Maggie, if you feel up to it, I would love for you to share how you talk to the fairies or the beings when you're out in nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Scott. I love this question. It's really a fun one for me. I've been deeply intuitive my whole life, and it's been something I've really had to develop because I was very clairsentient as a child. So I could feel everything happening around me, and it was very confusing. And it actually was what I would say a handicap before I knew how to understand energy, because I thought that everything I was feeling was me. So it's been quite a journey to be a deeply intuitive person. And I'd say that currently the way that I open my intuition and I communicate to the universe, the easiest path for me is astrology. It's my gift, and it was given to me. It's like a language that when I look at an astrological chart of a person, a place, an event, it's like something opens up in the energy field that allows a flow of information to download in throughout me. And I can't really explain it. I can tell you astrologically that I have that in my chart. I can see where I have been coded to understand and interpret and speak energy that way. And it's very deep for me. It's very powerful. And that hasn't always been my way of connecting. It's not my only way of connecting. Like Annette said, I spend typically several hours out in the forest most days. And I really connect with the beautiful animals and creatures of Mother Earth, the plants, and definitely the fairies at times. I would say that there was a period in my life about 3 years ago where the fairy energy was very prevalent in my life, and I was feeling and experiencing fairies all the time. Now I don't see them quite as often. I think it was like a healing and an activation that I was going through with the fairy realm. And I communicate with the fairies as I communicate with the angels, and all of consciousness, like I communicate with all of you here. I don't have a special way of talking. I feel them, I see them, and I acknowledge them. I'm so grateful you're here with me. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And for me, the way I'm like Mary, where I feel everything in my heart. I've never been anyone who felt things in my gut. It's always been through my heart. And I know some people are very much, that's where, they feel it in some of the lower energy centers. But I feel things in my heart. And one of the ways that I developed, I have a very strong, in fact, Mary and I were speaking about this to someone earlier today. I have a very, very strong yes and a very strong no when something is for me. And when something is for me, the strong yes that I get is a beautiful upward expanding sensation in my heart. And I feel it, I know it, and it's undeniable. And when something isn't for me, it's constrictive. There's a downward sensation. It feels constrictive and it feels flat. Like it feels like it's almost like a downward movement. And that's something that I developed over time. I really cannot remember what led me to this certain practice, but I have, cards. This is one of my angel animal decks that I love. But I went through a period of my life about 5 or 6 years ago where I played with cards like this a lot, and I would draw a card from like 3 or 4 decks that I had each day. And as I did that, I would get messages, right? And so there was a period in my life where I drew the same card almost every day for like 3 months. And I don't have that particular deck anymore, but I noticed patterns in my life that went along with the cards that I drew. And sometimes it wasn't the same card. Sometimes, maybe I drew that same card, 7 or 8 out of 10 times, but there was a primary theme. And then the cards that I would draw would have all these themes together. But how I would feel into it, how it helped me develop my intuition, was I would actually take the deck and I would put it to my heart. And then I would go through it and I would feel for that sensation, like, oh, this feels like a yes. And I did that for months and months and months. And that's what affirmed for me that my yes, when I kept drawing the same card over and over again, and it was very relevant to the themes that were happening in my life, that gave me the like, oh, that yes, that's what that yes feels like, right? And it gave me, oh, that's what that no feels like. So it is a practical tool that helped me to really develop my intuition over a period of time. I had that yes and the no before, but it became really strong. Now I'd say my yes and my no is almost undeniable 98% of the time. So yeah,
That is a really lovely practice to have cultivated. Yeah. But again, thank you for sharing with us about it. I'm going to bring your partner Meta up, because this would be a good moment for the two of you to share with people a little bit about miracle yoga and precision healing.
I'm so grateful. It's so
Yes.
beautiful for Meta and I to share our gifts together. There's such a synergy, all 4 of us. There's such a beautiful synergy between us. And specifically with my miracle yoga and Meta's precision healing. So we will be offering these monthly here, mostly monthly here in our beautiful facility here in Grants Pass, and streaming live, where I will first perform a beautiful miracle yoga for those of us who join us. My miracle yoga it's a style of yoga that is a combination of lots of different styles of yoga, different breathing techniques, movements, and affirmations. So positive affirmations and gratitude affirmations that really help to raise our vibration. The whole the beauty of miracle yoga is that it really helps to do very similar to what Meta's precision healing does, where it helps to release stored energy in the body, helps to bring flow, and helps to open us up and raise our vibration. So it's a beautiful physical practice to prime us for Meta's precision healing.
Meta, would you like to add?
Yes. And the beauty about when we are bringing love in action, we can call it work. When we are doing that, we bring love in action, and that's that. Actually, we don't even have to talk about it, right, Maggie? Because there's such a synchronicities in our work, and what kind of consciousness we are bringing up also on that day. That's so fun to be with. So, and after Maggie's miracle yoga, we are going into a full hour where you will have the opportunity to really receive a deep, profound healing, both of releasing whatever may be stored in your body. We have all experienced life, right? So, and energy to be released in us that are blocking us from what we actually are here to do and to be also. And then you will be guided through your whole both energy and nervous system, and way beyond that, actually, because we are a part of the universe. We are the universe. So that consciousness and that love consciousness, you will come so much through by wording, by the vibration of it. And that is a whole hour, a session. And you will actually have the access to it for 30 days, which I recommend that you listen to it every day. Use it as your kind of meditation, because you will raise your consciousness in that. You cannot not when you are being smoothed in so high love consciousness. So that's simply so beautiful. And then we have our co-producers. It's Mary and Annette, and then that are doing all the things behind the scenes, and that kind of consciousness also, and that kind of love in action are contributing to the whole vibrational experience. So we don't do great things alone. We do them together, right?
Beautiful. And again, everybody, you can participate online or live in person. And the details are in the chat box for those of you who are in our Zoom room. But for all of you watching on Facebook, the best bet is probably to go to their main website. I'm going to spell it to you. The name of their group is isvaraluz.com. So it's ISVARALUZ.com. Isvaraluz.com. That's where you can find out all about these amazing 4 women who we're going to hear much more from. We're not done yet at all, but it is time for another musical break. And as you were talking about support, I am so blessed to have the amazing support of my co-pilot, who's here for every show, and that's our beautiful, beloved brother, Omar Shah.
Yes, indeed. And I feel support every time I tune in to this show. And tonight is no exception, because I'm now held by these beautiful women who are just inspiring my heart so much more to come alive. It has been alive my whole life. However, there's been this shell because there's has been no one to share it with. At least that's what I've thought. But now I know it's not true. And so this is a song, and it's called, obviously, and it's called The Miracle. How about that? And
you could surprise us with a poem.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a young puppeteer called Scott. Now, you need to change that, right? And just because we can do it, here we go. And all right, woohoo! I've changed like a butterfly. It's something very new. I'm feeling so alive, and yes, it's true. Nothing is the same. I'm bigger than before, and yet I know that I am still the child innocent new life, a heart so true. A dream that seems so far away is living here in me, freeing all the pain that paved the way. The miracle of love has opened up the door, and now I know that I am still a child without a care in this new world. I'm so connected to you, an innocent new life, a heart so true. Is beating once again. I'm feeling so secure, and yet I know that nothing's like before. My mind is now at peace, no need to know the way. And yes, I'm glad that I am still a child without a care in this new world. Connected to you, an innocent new life, a heart so true. I'm still a child without a care in this new world, and so connected to you. I'm innocent and deep and pure and true.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful beloved Omashar. Thank you. Give a little twinkling there. And of course, a reminder that we can get all things Omashar by going to his website. It's very easy to remember. It's his name, omashar.com. And you scroll down, you take a look at some announcements. And most importantly, you go to Bandcamp. So that's where we want to buy his albums. That's where they give the best royalty. And he's got 5 beautiful albums to choose from. All the different songs that we get to hear on The Awakening World, and you can hear them on his albums. So please support Omashar by buying his albums at Bandcamp. And thank you so much, brother. You mean so much to me. Thank you. I also want to remind everybody that we do these amazing meditations 7 nights a week. And our DR is with us today. She's in the chat box. You saw her move into the music. There she is. And she leads a beautiful meditation on Sunday nights. So if you haven't checked out our 6:30 p.m. meditations, of course, you see them here on The Awakening World, but also check them out. Maybe check out DRs on Sunday night. I'll put the Zoom room into the chat box. And we really want to start getting more of our Global Peace Tribers coming to these evening meditations. It's a wonderful way for us to continue to connect with each other. So there are some questions that have come in. Bonnie writes, For me, I begin with a prayer of protection and intention to communicate. The desire may be non-directed or with a loved one, for instance, my late husband. I slip into a meditation and have a blank computer document or pen and paper that I just let go and allow the words to come into my heart. I don't question what comes. That's very important. I actually have done this most of my life as I write letters without knowing what to say, but setting the intention to be helpful. So thank you. That is a wonderful way of tuning into beloveds. And I ought to know, Roger is very much with us. I saw him earlier today. I think she's referring to her previous husband. There is a question more, two people want to know more about the subject of intuitive business decisions. And we've already heard some wonderful things. There's Roger, just so everybody knows. Roger is alive and smiling. Bonnie was referring to her previous husband who was so kind, he was willing to leave his body so that Roger could come in and be with Bonnie. So we appreciate the choices that everybody makes. And glad that you're with us still, Roger. Okay, Mary, is there more you'd be willing to share about intuitive business decisions? That's really struck a chord with people.
Yes, I'd love to. It strikes a chord because it is who we are at the core of our being. So how to make intuitive business decisions. I think that's a very, it's a big topic, but I think there's something that I can share here to kind of give you a taste of it. And then you can go to asvaraluz.com and use the contact form, and I'd love to speak to you more about it. Bonnie, I think she talked about in that message just now, she talked about setting the intention. So every decision in business comes with an intention. And either you consciously create that intention through ways that we've all learned, I'm sure, or there's an unconscious intention happening in a business. So in the world of intuitive business decisions or building a business intuitively, it really starts with creating very clear intentions for what you want to bring into the world and why. There's a what and then there's a why. I always say that I get to say the what and the why, and God gets to say the how and the when. So that's really important. So creating that intention, you could also use goals. I know a lot of people like to use goals. I don't connect so much personally with goals myself. In fact, I've changed the word goal to giving myself the gift of. For instance, if I want to, let's say, release 20 pounds or so, I might say to myself, well, I'm going to give myself the gift of working out 5 times a week. And for whatever reason in my, for me, that just resonates better with me. But the point is, whether you're setting intentions, whether you're setting goals, whether you're giving yourself the gift of something, it has to resonate with you. It really has to sit strongly. So you set an intention, the what. So for instance, I want to, Scott, in your case, let's say, I want to have 1 million views in 2024. I don't know what your viewership is, but at least 1 million views, if not more, by set a date. And why? Well, the why is that feeling. The why is, a lot of times it's just because I want it, and I would feel loved if I knew that would happen, or I would be able to share this gift that is mine to share in the world if that happened. And that's enough of a why. So between the space where you set the intention and the intention comes to fruition, you realize your goal, there's a bridge. And that bridge is where the intuition comes into play. So we have business books on the shelves, hundreds, thousands of business books on the shelves. I mean, I got my MBA, and all they talk about in MBA is, here's how you do X, Y, and Z. And the truth is, all of those books, all of those business books, they're all telling you the bridge that a person or some people or a company took to get from point A to point B to realize their goal. But Spirit has ways that we don't know of, basically. So who's to say that if one person had 1 million viewers in a year in one way, that there wasn't some other way that you could actually achieve that goal that God, Spirit, actually wants you to do differently, to reach different types of people. So that's what I talk about when I'm talking about intuitive business. I'm talking about using your intuition during that time when that bridge, the bridge of incidents is what I call it. It's a Neville Goddard phrase. But during that time when you're walking that bridge from setting your intention to realizing your goal. And how do you do that? Well, we've already talked about that. Maggie had some ideas, Meta had some ideas, Annette had some ideas, and we saw some in the chat itself. You use your intuition. I really believe that intuition is our connection. Our heart is our connection to divine intelligence. And the way that one people or a group of people has done things, it might be a great way, and that might be the way that you realize your goal, but it doesn't have to be. And I'll tell you a story of how that's true in my own life. So I built a business, and I was tired. I was done. It was thriving. It was doing really, really well, but I was just exhausted. I had taken the company through the pandemic, and then through the great resignation that happened after that. A bunch of people quit their jobs. And I set the intention, I'm ready to exit. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do something else. And around that time, we had some investors come in. So a lot of money came into the company as well. And I signed a 5-year contract, which seemed to be in contrast or in opposition of my goal. But I trusted. And in the meantime, I followed my intuition, did all the things I needed to do. Not more than 13 months into my 5-year contract, we heard it through the grapevine that there was a woman who I was very familiar with, who was, she was a vice president of something. She came to us and she said, I love your company. I would really love to work with you. And I had known for years that I wanted to work with her as well, that she should have been a part of our company, but she was always employed somewhere else. And so my business partner and I sat down and said, he said to me, Mary, what do you think about her being your number 2 in the United States? I ran the US portion of the business. And I said, you know what? She's not here to be the number 2. She's here to take my job. I knew that intuitively. And that was the first time that I had shared with him that it was time for me to go. Well, to condense a rather long story, that's how it turned out. 6 months later, she had the role that I had previously occupied. I sold the business, and they came back to me. The investors and my partners came back to me, and the investors said, Mary, we've never seen a deal like this ever happen. This just doesn't happen the way that you've negotiated this. And they thought that I was some super negotiator. And honestly, it wasn't that at all. It was that I was following my intuition. I was looking for signs. I was following the leadings of spirit. And I was staying true to my desire, which really was the why was just because I wanted to rest. I was just done. I was done with the business. And in the meantime, now she's thriving in that role. So that's an example of intuitive business. And it's a bigger one, selling your business is a big deal. But every single day in small ways, you can do it as well. And then I'll say one more thing. And that is, it really helps if you teach your team to do the same. Because imagine what your company or your team would look like if everybody was following their intuition and working together. Like, what a world that would be, right? So that's what I'd like to share about that, Scott.
Thank you so much. Just so appreciate the practical examples and the wonderful stories. Thank you very, very much. Let's go to Annette. There she is. And Annette, here's a question for you. What are some of the ways that you support your clients? Like, our demographic group, most of our audience is 50 plus. And what are some examples that you can give of how you support your clients that may inspire anybody watching, whether they're in the Zoom room or out in Facebook land, to work with you?
Oh, well, thank you for the opportunity to share. I always follow my heart in the love work that I do, facilitating the material of Bob Proctor and the Proctor Gallagher Institute. Although it's a a leadership program, right? And Mary and I actually do executive coaching together, and we're very powerful as a team together with companies. And then we also individually work with people as well as groups. And for me, it's always about staying open, right? And really helping someone to nurture that love that is their innate, it's the natural way of being. Our natural, way of being is love. And oftentimes in life, we forget this. And although I facilitate Bob's material on leadership and learning the laws of the universe, I've had clients, and one in particular, she was at our retreat in March, beautiful retired nurse practitioner who really only knew how to give love out. As a nurse practitioner, I know Maggie is as well, and maybe those of you on here as healers, oftentimes we know how to give. We know how to willingly give. Who here is with me there, right? We know how to do that really, really well. It is that graciously receiving energy, which is what brings us into that balance, into spiritual balance. And so for me, my goal when I work with someone, regardless of their goal, I work with multimillionaires. I have a billionaire client. So, and people that are just starting a business, and people that are like, I want to share my medicine with the world. Wherever you are, it's about you nurturing the love that you are at your natural state and bringing that love into balance by, yes, willingly giving. And as Bob Proctor always talked about, was the first thing I heard him say, because I was so broken. Like Mary, I had only known force, the masculine. Look what I can do. And I did that for 55 years, and I did it well. I built a multi-million-dollar company with my husband doing that, and served hundreds of thousands of people. And yet I only knew how to put it out. I had never been taught to bring the energy of love back, and I would reject it. Even if someone wanted to help me, I would, oh no, I've got this. And I was denying someone else the opportunity to share their love with me. It made no sense, and yet it was my belief. It was my habit. It wasn't the truth of who I was. So for me, it was about bringing that into balance. So yes, willingly give and graciously receive. That brings us into a perfect harmonious vibration with a love of this universe. And there we heal. And when we choose that love, that healing, that is where we bring that love and healing to the world. So I always, yes, I'll work with you on paradigms and shifting a belief and reaching, as Mary calls it, a gift that you want to give, which is true. It's also a goal. And we go there together, don't we, Mary? Because it's okay. How you see it is how you see it. What lights you up, lights you up. It needs to light you up. So I find out, number one, where are you at? Where do you want to go? And then that gap, I want to help you get there. And the only way to do that is to come from it, from the dream, from that star that you seek, whatever it is. No, it is seeking you. You are made of that star. You are a star. You're made of the love of that star. So we've just absolutely, I love to nurture that part. I love when that client, the 71-year-old retired nurse practitioner, said, you should change the name of this course with Bob Proctor's course to a Love Me course. And she's right, because that's what I do. I know that when you love you, everything flows from that vibration, because everything is love. The other is an absolute untruth, and I love helping people to shift that. So in essence, I love to be a loving mirror. And we all are, right? And we're a loving mirror for a loving universe if we allow and let. So yeah, I absolutely love helping people to accept the love they are.
Beautiful. Well, it's been such a blessing to have all of you on. And again, these four wonderful ladies have all created a collaboration, a coalition, if you will, called Isbaraluz. And they have a retreat coming up, and you're going to be doing it in San Miguel de Allende. I'll actually be in San Miguel in January. The Evolutionary Leaders Network is having their big annual conference nearby in Tezcatlan. And then I'm going to be going with some of them to San Miguel the week after that. So I haven't been to San Miguel yet. I've heard beautiful things about it. But please tell us about the retreat that you're going to be doing in San Miguel in April of 2024.
Scott, I'd love to start, and I'm going to let my other lovelies share, because I love that you're going to be there. It's a sacred, holy city. My husband, Scott, We found it through friends about 17 years ago, and literally, like Mary told the story of, putting that intention. We put an intention that we were going to find a home there, and within 3 hours, two tours that first morning, we were in San Miguel with a realtor. We found our home, and we've had a home there for 17 years now. And every time I've been there, I've seen that we bring beautiful, other spiritual, beings and love workers and just absolute visionaries of that love, wanting to bring that to the world. Like I've always been like, oh, I want people to come here. I want people to come here and experience this energy here. And sure enough, brought these 3 angels into my life. And I've always seen this vision at the gazebo. When you're there, you'll see the Harding and there's this gazebo. I've seen the image because I see pictures. We all see pictures. And I see timeline visions. I always have. So very clairvoyant that way. And I saw a circle of women holding hands and in this absolute illuminated light going out and activating to the world. And when we were there in March, we had that moment. It gives me chills because that happened. And we activated such a love force there. And we're going to repeat and activate that even further in April. And we're bringing in the divine masculine and feminine this time. So we're opening it up, of course, because we had a lot of our ladies' husbands and beloveds come. And we're like, okay, so we're really happy about that. So who would like to share more about it? Enjoy San Miguel. And we'll see you there soon too, Scott.
Oh, that would, and what we creating there is a very high vibrational experience. It's imagine like a week of being floated and surrounded in such a high love vibration, both through all the people that are there, the founder of us, of course, and our guest we have invited in for also come into and learn even more of spiritual partnerships in all kind of relationships. And then imagine you are actually going through precision healing every day. You will have also the miracle yoga, and it's an event for people to connect, to be in a community where we are here for raising our consciousness. And it's really to come in also to discover or rediscover your superpower you have in you, because you can have something in your mind and something you really want, and that's marvelous to discover, is that really true for me? And also to discover, oh, what's in here. So yes, and I can see I am here alone on the screen.
That's because you're the one talking.
That's so good. That's so good. Yes, and not only that, San Miguel is an area where there are so high vibration in itself. It's actually a place on earth where people that are around the whole place and are living there, they are actually, as a driver said to us last time, yeah, we are almost fighting of who can be the most polite one, because there is such a kindness there. And it's the area is built on a crystal foundation, so that in itself, the nature are really surrounding us with the high vibration that we are living on for a long time inside ourselves. So we are so grateful to give this opportunity for people, for men and women together.
Beautiful. I'm going to go to the website one more time. And of course, it's in the chat box for our Zoom roomers. Those watching on Facebook, just go to isvaraluz.com. That's ISVARALUZ.com. And that's where you can learn all about the beautiful retreat that they're going to be doing. The Journey of the Heart 2024 is what they're calling it. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful retreat. Week long in April of 2024 in beautiful San Miguel. And you can learn much more by going. And they've got different packages available. Wow, it's going to be a really exquisite time. I'm going to bring you all up so we can see you all one last time. And what a beautiful combination of beings all four of you are. And how inspiring to see how you've all come together from completely different backgrounds, completely different cultures, to create this beautiful coalition. And I know that the four of you individually and certainly collaboratively are going to do a lot of wonderful things for a lot of people. And thank you for your contributions to our awakening world, both the microcosm of our show and, of course, the macrocosm of our planet that's awakening and humanity that's awakening. And you all are clearly my definition of Earth Angels. The love that you exude, your dedication to your clients, your dedication to raising consciousness. Thank you all so very, very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll see all of you here again. And we are going to conclude with our beautiful Fanny leading us on a final musical journey.
Here I am, here I am. I just have a little story. This summer, my sweetheart and I, we were traveling in our magical van, being nomads. And as Vigari was studying in our little home on wheels, I was going to the beach and play my harp to the ocean and the birds. And it was such a beautiful time in the summer. And then suddenly, I see these little children, because the children are truly earth angels. So I see these two little kids coming. I was sitting on a pathway where the ocean was like so expansive and beautiful. It was a splendid morning. The kids, 4, 6 years old, they run free to the sea. I could feel their heartbeat. So free, they were flying, running and running and running. And then suddenly, Grandma goes and she said, no, sit here. So I'm there and I'm seeing this, and then this song comes up. That's how I felt. You dance. Run, beautiful child. Run, be wild. Run. Show the way. Let your heart guide you. Let your wings carry you to set you free. To set your soul free. brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much, Fanny. We love you so much. Going to go to gallery view. I'll give her some twinkles. It's good to see all of you. And I always love watching everybody moving and grooving. Lynn and Leap and Sylvia, Ayada, all of our tribe that are here tonight. And I want to let people know about a couple of upcoming things. Saturday, oh, I also just want to remind you, we saw it once before, but again, you can find all about Fanny by going to starchild.ca, starchild.ca, learn all about the beautiful offerings that she has, or you can email her, starchild@earthwiztheatrics.com.
Also, come on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a fun place to be. We have the Awakening 1111, our beautiful CD, Vigari and I, and it's so beautiful. The harp and the bass and our harmony together as a couple is the most blissful harp music to the world.
So thank you for the reminder. Bandcamp, go to Bandcamp and get, it's again, we find you at 1111.
The Mystiques 1111.
The Mystiques. There it is. I pulled it up. I got it.
Right, d'accord. Merci.
Yeah, there we go. There
Yes.
is where you can get Fanny and Vigari's beautiful music on Bandcamp. They are the Mystiques 1111.bandcamp.com. Thank you very much, Fanny, for reminding me about that.
Thank you.
All right. A couple last reminders. Saturday night show is going to be wonderful. And really some very, very special souls that we're honored to have with us. The people who know some of these souls are like, oh my gosh, these are like real heavyweight luminaries in our New Thought world. And some of them have been doing it for decades and decades. So please join us on Saturday night. Let's grow the Global Peace Tribe. Invite your friends, subscribe. Please do join us. And then for those of you in the San Francisco Bay Area or Northern California, I'm going to be doing a live event on Sunday. We're going to be showing the screening of a really amazing movie and having the director tuning in with us, James Fox, all about an extraordinary UFO crash that took place in Brazil. This is real. It really happened. He's done an amazing job of documenting it. It's a very powerful film. And I will also be answering questions and kind of giving an update because I'm kind of tapped in, as you all know, into that world of what's going on with government disclosure, the congressional hearings happening right now. So join us at the Sunrise Center. That's in Corte Madera, just south of San Francisco. And maybe some of you can join us. All right. Beautiful show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, beautiful Earth Angels, one and all. And I look forward to our next connection. And remember, we can all make the world a wonderful, beautiful place just by choosing to see the divinity in all. And I'll go to gallery view one more time for those of you who have your cameras on, waving hello, goodbye. Beautiful, beautiful show. Thank you so much, everybody. And remember, Lovolution is the solution. As for you, beloved Reverend Jeffrey, take care, everybody.